Hey guys, Mark Ferrasci, ProTech Dog Training. I got the puppies out this morning. We just did our little drive down the road and back, and I'm picking a certain distance that's kind of consistent as far as time level, because dogs really not pick up on time level. So they're not getting car sick yet. They will if I'm trying to stretch it. So I'm going to slowly build that pattern and then start stretching my distance farther and farther so they have to deal with it longer and longer, and try to take it slow with them before they get into the car sickness. A lot of times I find that a dog gets car sick and the puppies, and then you start pushing it and you're taking them for longer and they're getting all drooly and they start puking, and now it becomes a mental problem because psychologically they see the back of that car and it's all a negative to them, so they start drooling before they even get in there. It's almost like a classical conditioning with a food, right? It's the same thing. It's an aversion towards not liking that feeling, and they get themselves psyched out, and boom, it even gets worse and worse. So we want to keep it slow and sure, and slowly build up with short little sweet rides, and then try to get to a spot where you're doing a short little ride, and then boom, you come into a nice area like our training or a park or whatever, so that they have a lot of positive, right? So I would go maybe to the liquor store right down the corner, come back home, and then right away play with the dog, get them into a positive. So this turns into, if I get in the back of the car, it ends up being a positive, right? So it's going to be a little jumbled mess today because I've got the camera on the tripod, and I'm just kind of moving around. We'll let you see everything I do and let you work on it. Remember, we're trying to start building on pattern and routine. So we're going to start taking that powers of 2s and 3s and thinking about which one is the one that they do the most and that they've got really locked into their behavior, which one's the next one they've already got, and then see how I start mixing things up. Okay, think of it like the mumbly peg game that you play with the Chinese checkers, and you're moving things around to get a picture, right? On the little game that you play with your fingers, finally you move it around until finally you put the positions. That's what we're doing. We're doing the same thing in a basic sense with the powers of 2s and 3s, and slowly but surely growing it. Remember that we don't want to have anything stay in one spot. We always want to stretch the dog to be learning something new, and the more you do that, the dog starts to learn to always be stretching to something new, right? They get used to that. That's how they learn to learn, right? So we're going to take each one, we're going to put harnesses on them so it's easier to identify on film. And this is my little large male. His ears aren't as up, like that. Excuse the sound. I've got the sound coming. I just went and ordered a little inexpensive Bluetooth little mic that'll hopefully plug into the phone and do a good job for me. So excuse the sound until I get that. Today's mail situation will probably be a good month, dang it. Used to be I could rely on it being here in 2 days, not anymore. Okay, so we're going to go one at a time. Push him back into shade. Lower that for some more shade. Alright, and this is a little black, the little larger male. So we're going to put him on the ground. Yay, good boy. I'm going to pull my clicker out and right away start associating towards these hand movements that he's getting used to, right? Good. And you'll notice the difference between now and when we started before. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe not. All right, let's go ahead and move this. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a jumbled mess. Sorry for the sound, but I want you to pay attention to how much he's already learning to follow lure. Okay, and want of that food, knowing that the game's going on, right? Good. You'll notice also I've got a lot of these little toys and things on the ground today. We're going to start trying to get into some drive and start building some drive into the toy and into play. And I put them out here a little early, so let me go ahead and get rid of these, and then we'll bring them back into the picture at the very end, right? Remember that powers of 2s and 3s, that'll be the last thing we do. So we're going to go to something that he knows a lot better. Up, up. Good dog. Good. Go, go, let's go, let's go. Good boy, yeah. Good boy. Up. Go, go on. Oh, we got a problem with our dexterity today. We're missing our timing. And this is how they learn, because they're going to learn from a little bit of failure as well as success, right? And we want to get the success side. Oh, we go. There we go. Good boy. Good. That's my boy. Good. So I want you to see the pattern and how we go 1, 2, 3, and we start growing that 3 and mixing in other things as we go, right? So right now I'm going to start reaching for that next thing, which is to bend him and get a little bit of a step out of the back end. Come on. Nope. Nope. Good boy. and hear me saying the no marker, right away I'm just going to rob them of food, and I'll start associating that no marker with that as my correction. And it's that subtle, guys, it really is. Yep, good. Now you can actually just push the rear end over. That's all right. Whatever it takes to convey the idea of what you want to the dog. A little young. They're just over 10 weeks. I just checked the calendar today. They're over 10 weeks old. Up, up. Come on, baby. Good. Yeah, you go. Good dog. Yeah. Good dog. A little lingering effect, I think, from getting a little queasy on that ride. Come on. Up, up. Come on, baby. Up, up. Yeah, I'm not doing it. Nope. All right, so when you start to have little failures and the dog's not really going in the drive that much, I'm going to skip to my other stuff that I was talking about and get the dog into a happy state. Here's my play toys, real spongy little puppy stuff, right? Real soft. And what I'm after here is to build drive in this stuff, but at the same time, I want to get the dog associated with a lot of different materials. So I've got a canvas material here. I got a little fuzzy bear right here, a little fuzzy. And then I've got a little chamois, nice little chamois that I've got that'll do some stuff, right? And he's not going to let go of one to get the other, not yet. He's too young. So we'll go, yeah, go. Good boy, good. We're going to start working on our bite stuff, right? Good, yeah, go. Being a young puppy, I'm not going to be worried about it, but I do want them to get used to not being equipment biased, which means any one material. So I'll start that when they're young. Here he is going to the bathroom. Good boy. And I'm going to put a little, I'm going to tie this onto a twitch toy. Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. All right, so here's my little twitch toy. I use a buggy whip, nothing fancy. I've got friends of mine that I see that use a long PVC pipe with a string in it, and they use that as a twitch toy. And they do a lot of the stuff with their bite work, flipping that in and out on the dogs on the line when they're doing the bite work. That's how they start developing their puppies. Everybody's got a little different method. Hey, he's off figuring out the world. Yep, up, 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 up. Yep, up, 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 up. My puppy calling, here he comes. Yay, good boy. All right, now go, boy, good. What I want to try to do, he's distracted now by all the little stuff in the environment. And I want to keep him with me and keep him chasing. So this would be my main thing that I'd kind of want to do today. Good dog. And I went away from my pattern, right? It's not a bad thing to break pattern every now and then, but you always want to be developing on those patterns and stuff that you're building, which we've got the table, we got the bowls, then we got a little sack work. We'll branch off of this as we go. And now he's showing a lot of different behavior. He's out looking at the world, checking things out. He's underneath my truck with a shade. He's over here with a play toy that he really likes. Good boy, I'm trying to get him away from that, and he's not having any of it. All right, so that's the large one. And we'll keep doing this, and you'll keep seeing them as we go along. But you notice I'm adding something else into the picture, and I'll start doing that a little bit more and more until they get high on this. Dogs that are into normal prey and play type of drives, if you throw a ball and they're kind of flat, the more you do it, it's perpetual. In other words, it just builds on itself if you do the things in the right way. It's a self, it perpetuates itself like a snowball. Once it starts rolling, it starts growing, and that drive comes up. So we're not too worried about it, especially with this breed of dog and the genetic stamp that I've got. So I'll go ahead and put him away. We'll bring out the little run of the litter. We'll go from there. Mark Ferrasci, Protect Dog Training, working our puppies.